When I was a kid, I remember going to GameStop once a year and getting to pick out a game. This was quite an ordeal. A lot of time and thought went into deciding on a game. On the drive home, I remember studying the front, then the back, and rinse and repeat until I was home, then playing it for the remainder of the day. I look back and I wonder why it's not the same anymore. Why do I no longer hold the same excitement or passion for gaming that I used to have? I now have a gaming library that could keep me busy for the rest of the year, and yet I feel more disinterested than ever. I usually look forward to getting home to my PC or console to relax and have some fun, but instead of doing anything, I just wait and ponder what I should play. And I usually come to the same conclusion that I'm not in the mood for anything. So I instead start working on homework, watching TV, or working out. And after I finish, I'm back into the same scenario. I eventually do find the energy to open one of these games, and I have a lot of fun while I'm playing. However, I also get drained and usually quit after only an hour. It's hard to explain, but it's just not the same anymore. I want to play these games, and I do enjoy it whenever I play. It's just that it takes more motivation to continue in a more meaningful capacity. I don't think the games themselves are the problem. In fact, it cannot be any better. Big budget spending will generally lead to highly optimized, well-received video games. Also, I would like to mention not all games that receive a lot of funding will be good, especially if it is rushed, but I would say that it vastly improves the odds of a good game being produced. With that in mind, let's look back and compare it to what we had 20 or even 10 years ago. It would almost seem impossible. Hyperrealistic graphics and movie budget storytelling has become the new norm. The gaming market has been inclining at a very fast rate. In fact, there are over 2.5 billion gamers in the world, and that number will only increase with time, which is the reason why we are getting such high quality games so consistently. If there is demand, supply will meet it. So if it's not really a question of quality, then what could be causing the boredom that I know so many of us are experiencing? I watched a lot of videos on the topic of why video games are no longer fun, and I was presented with many different answers on why this may be happening. Growing up, soulless, nostalgia, but I think the biggest of these reasons would be that video games are no longer being made with the goal of having fun. Now, I know I already mentioned in most cases that it's not the game's fault. It's actually better than ever. It's more so the motivation behind the games. Games are no longer being produced with the love or passion that they need in order to thrive, nor are there risks being made in order to bring innovation. Instead, most publishers decide to play it safe and copy competitors in their previous games. Risk is minimized, so profit can be maximized. And with that comes solid and fun games, however they all feel the same. People make jokes about how every 2K or Call of Duty game feels the same, and have minimal or no changes to gameplay. But if you really look at it, that's how most games are nowadays. Now, I'm not saying that's how all games are. There are still many developers which defy these modernized standards. However, games are no longer being made to innovate, but instead to empty wallets. I believe this is why gaming is dying. It has become too formulaic, too predictable. It's always the same. You know what to expect before you even load in. If you look back 10 or 20 years, the games are objectively worse, but each last one had a unique personality. Something I don't think I can say for modern gaming. Look back to the start of Halo or Minecraft. They both forged a new genre of gaming. While they still both had competitors, they separated themselves with innovation and passion. Halo Combat Evolved was the first of the series of Halo and made many new game designs like a 2-weapon system, regenerating health, vehicle combat, and much more. Fast forward to today, and it seems very little has changed, except a fresh coat of paint. On the other side of the spectrum, Minecraft cannot rely on previous games to copy, so they instead depend on outside inspiration to fund their visions. I actually made 2 videos in further detail if you'd like to check them out. I'll leave them in the description if you are interested. And that reminds me, if you do enjoy videos like these, please like and subscribe for more content like this. With that shameless plug out of the way, let's get back to it. So we identified the problem with gaming and why it's dying. So that leaves us with one last question. How can we make gaming fun again? I believe there are many answers to this question, but I will list 3 of the best ones that I have found to have fun gaming again. I find that games are often too easy and almost become mindless chores to complete. Putting your game on hard mode from now on will make even the most boring activity exciting. Besides, I would much rather feel frustrated but happy than bored for the duration of the game. I got into a bad habit a while back of not putting much thought into what I was buying before buying it. I did this to counteract another bad habit of never buying anything unless I absolutely needed it, which is sorta ironic, I suppose. Anyway, the point is, whenever I see a game on a good deal that I'm even slightly interested in, I usually get it. This is not only bad for my bank account, but it also devalues the game itself. This is because your games will start feeling more like a collection than an individual game with its own story to tell. It will become just another number in a sea of games waiting to be played. This final tip may seem a bit obvious. If you are bored with something, obviously you should do something else. But I mean it in more of a lifestyle sort of way. Pick a new hobby or learn a new skill. I would say my 2 newest ones are weightlifting and learning how to make better YouTube videos, which includes script writing, audio, video editing, thumbnails, and a lot more. I also highly recommend making this skill or hobby something that could benefit your life in some sort of way and give you more purpose in life. I think that's something we're all looking for, more purpose. I find that indie games in particular are booming with creativity as well as passion, especially since they cannot rely on money to do the work for them, unlike other AAA titles. The best examples I can think of is Hollow Knight, which revolutionized many aspects of modern day gaming. If you have not got it yet, trust me, it's definitely worth the money. And that's all I have for today. Thanks for making it to the end of the video. Oh, and I almost forgot. I have some affiliate links to my own personal gaming setup in the description below if you'd like to check that out. And of course, you'd be helping me out at no extra cost to you. So look into that if you're interested, and remember to have a good day.